Hey, this is Joel Oney at J Money in the heart of the Buckeye State, and I want to personally welcome you to today's episode of the Steel Kings podcast with my good friends Jared Ledford and Eric Olson, better known as the Steel Kings. Be sure to check out jmoneyllc.com for financing solutions for your buildings. And now let's get back to the Steel Kings podcast.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jared. And over there's Eric. We are the Steel Kings back at you with another episode. We are on episode 21, bro. How is that even possible?
I don't know how it's possible. I thought we was just on 17, but maybe 21. 21's a good number.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I've got my headphones fixed for everybody out there, so you're not getting blasted by the music. I did get my headphones and my microphone configured properly, so I'm hoping you can hear me loud and clear. Bro, how are you today, man? It is July the 3rd. It is beautiful outside in Ohio, and I think I'm better than I deserve this morning. How about you, Eric?
Doing great. Regretting not doing yard work earlier because I'm gonna do I know I gotta trim the bushes. I gotta pull some weeds out tomorrow or Saturday morning. Man, it's 90 degrees. Can't escape it.
Yeah, it says it's 80 right now. It's 11:28, and it says it's going to be 86 today. So if you are in the Ohio area, find an air conditioner. So we are coming at you, man. It is July the 3rd. Like I said, tomorrow is the 4th of July, man. And I thought we'd start out talking a little bit about that. I think we're both, we're red-blooded Americans kind of talk, but we love our country. For the longest time at our old shop, I had a Constitution hanging outside my office. I don't know if you knew that or not, Eric, but
I saw it. I knew.
I had a Constitution, and we always have the flag flying somewhere. I remember very vividly one of the best times I had at the shop was getting the American flag hung with your dad. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about that the other day. You're missing your dad, man. I mean, I miss him, and I know you miss him. Father's Day was a couple weeks ago, and
yeah,
I was thinking about that because it was a good memory. We've got a program in my community where I live where the Optimist Club comes and actually puts American flags in your yard. So you donate money to them. You donate money to them every year, and then they bring an American flag like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, all of the major USA holidays. And I was just thinking about that this morning and getting excited for a long weekend. And what about you, man? What's 4th of July do for Eric?
Bro, for 3 straight years, I wasn't in Ohio. So last year was the first July that I was in Ohio, and somewhat of a long time. I got engaged a year ago. I think it was a year ago. Maybe not today, but the next day or so. Was it the 5th?
Yeah, I think it was the 5th.
I got married. I don't remember. It was a good day, but I remember I was at the Brookville Community Picnic, which we'll talk about today. We was watching the epic firework display. We got epic. Oh man, I got a funnel cake. Remember that funnel cake that person had? So 4th of July for Americans, I just think of like slip and slides, sparklers, like tank tops. Like a tank top is like a thing. Like that's a huge thing. Kids.
There's a real famous scene, and I think you'll know the movie I'm talking about. So the movie that I'll watch with the kids this weekend is the Sandlot. And I think that they have the very best July 4th fireworks sequence. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, or if you're if you were born in the early 50s or 60s, the Sandlot is probably one of my favorite movies anyways. But the America the Beautiful by Ray Charles, that scene where Benny runs through, all the kids have been at the party, and this is the way the world used to be, right? That American, that nostalgic, there's a block party. They're out in the street. Everybody in the community's out, and they're having a meal together.
Yeah.
And Benny and all the kids run because it's the one night of the year that they can play ball at night and feel like the big leaguers because they're playing under the lights of the fireworks. And I mean,
that's a good scene of that movie, man.
You know what I mean?
It's relatable. It's so relatable.
You can see it, right? I mean, you can see it in your mind. If you've seen that movie and you listen to that 35-second clip I just gave you, you're seeing it in your mind. And being young and being excited and the feeling of that youth, the feeling of that excitement when you were young and feeling a sort of way to do that thing that you love to do. And I bring that up because, this is one of those times of the year where the guys in the shop get a couple of days off, and, all of our manufacturers are on vacation. They take their vacation.
They rolled their sidewalks up for 2 weeks.
They don't just say goodbye. They say not right now. Like they don't even have an answering machine, it seems. Yeah. They come back to a mess after July 4th holiday. But I was thinking about that. I mean, I was reflective a little bit this morning and just thinking of that. And, I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was a nice.
Man, that movie is just everything a 12-year-old boy should want in their life. Is a big old fat chew, carnival rides, playing ball, staying out late, hyping up some big bad dog that's really not that big.
Yeah, that is the whole premise of the movie. Don't make things bigger than they need to be, right? Yep. Don't make things, don't exaggerate in your mind. So, I mean, and we can relate that to what we do, right? So I get up every day, and not that I'm running through the streets or anything, but I love what I do here. And I think y'all know that. I've talked about that on the podcast, and it reflects in my day-to-day. I love what I do here at Dayton Barns. I love doing the podcast with you, Eric. I love what we're doing with the pole barns at Five Rivers. I just love what I'm doing right now in my life, and it motivates me to get up and get moving every day in a way that's a little bit faster than it would be if I wasn't motivated. And if you get to the point in your life where you do what you love every day, you'll never work a day in your life. That's the big gimmick that everybody sells you on. And I think for me personally, I couldn't be happier in the position that I'm in currently. And that scene in that movie is reflective of that. They were loving baseball so much that the second that they got to feel a sort of way playing under the fireworks like they were big leaguers. And I think about that movie a lot because it is truly one of my favorite movies. And I must have watched it. I don't know. I must have wore out the VHS tape of that when I was a kid because I think I probably watched it. That one and Wayne's World. I think Wayne's World, we've talked about that, Eric. Wayne's World's like my other favorite movie. And that one's just funny to watch on a weekend for no reason at all. Just like,
We're like steel buildings, but Wayne's World.
Yeah, there you go. So party on, Eric.
Bro, I was just thinking of when Squints went up to the high dive.
Yeah.
And he's flirting with Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it wasn't Squints.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
No. Squints. Well, it was also the cannibal, the freckled guy. I can't remember his name in the movie, but red
Vertram.
I don't remember his name in the movie, but
the tall kid with glasses, the goofy looking one, the one that disappeared at the end of the movie. They said he disappeared. We never saw him again.
Never saw him again. Yeah.
No, never saw him again.
It was like the chubby redheaded guy that was like, "Hi, ladies." Yeah. Remember that he did the cannibal?
Forget his name.
He set him up.
Yeah, he's.
That's what I remember. You want to know something?
Porter.
I think
Porter.
Yeah. I remember teen night. I remember on 4th of July we would go to Melody Pool for teen night.
Yep. There you go.
Now I'm just thinking about summer memories, but like teen night there. I remember doing cannonballs there. I remember eating like 6 hot dogs, walking down to that gas station.
Yeah.
Marathon and
yeah. So that is Patrick Renna. Patrick Renna played Hamilton Porter in the movie The Sandlot.
Hamilton Porter,
and I think the most famous person in that movie was probably James Earl Jones at the time, and he plays the Mr. Myrtle.
Yeah,
the smarter blind, and there's all kinds of these overtones, right?
Today we have something truly groundbreaking to discuss: the Zula from Mobino Solar Solutions. This incredible shed ventilation system is set to redefine how we approach air circulation and energy efficiency, a shed ventilation marvel. With 3 robust fans generating 630 CFM, 2 fans usher in a breath of fresh air, while 1 strategically expels stillness. What's groundbreaking? It's solar powered. Harnessing the sun's energy, the Zula is a sustainable dream eliminating electricity costs. Sleek, powerful, and eco-friendly, this system is a game changer for those seeking efficient air circulation without compromising on green values. Visit Mobino's site for more of this innovative solar shed ventilation solution and use the ShedGeek10 for an extra 10% discount. Just visit www.mobinosolarsolutions.com.
It's a very adult themed movie for kids, because as an adult you can watch it and think, oh, okay, they're talking about racism, they're talking about, you know, the strife and the struggle in the 30s and 40s, and they're talking about how life was in the 50s and 60s, and you like look at it now and you're thinking, oh man, this is idealistic, and we yearn for that time, and a lot of it, you know, and I'm going to get on my soapbox for a hot minute, so just bear with me here. I think a lot of it has to do with community, right? And we talk about, you know, every time I tell you guys goodbye, I'm telling you guys to go out and be a good advocate in your community. I'm a big, strong, firm believer that being an advocate in your community will lead to a better, happier, and prosperous life for you, because people all the time live places and they don't know anybody that they live with. They don't know anybody that they're neighbors with. And that's not how it used to be. You used to be able to go out on your front porch or go out on your street, and like where I live in my community, you know, I'm trying, but most of the people there are not exactly the most friendly most of the time. You know, we've got a nice little community at the end of our one road, but other than that, I mean, it's just, the world's such a changed place, man. It's such a changed place. And I really, you know, if we all would be a little bit nicer to each other, you know, maybe take Jesus's approach to it. You know, we need to get back to WWJD a little bit more.
We need some bracelets.
We need some bracelets, man. What happened to those?
We need some bracelets. Hey,
Yeah,
Heather has them all. I'm staring at a bag right now. I can see a bag. We're going to Belize to tell. We're going to some town. 4 churches there to preach. In 2 weeks. I am literally going to be in front of some like dream come true. You know, so I know what you mean.
And tie it back, right? I mean, you know, you guys are listening like, oh, okay, you're talking about baseball today. You're talking about going and preaching. Maybe that's not your speed. Maybe you're not a baseball guy. Maybe you're not into church, and that's okay too. You know, find what motivates you and make it a part of your everyday life and bring it into your work. You know, I mean, we're talking mainly to shed guys, right? Most of the guys listening to this are either shed sales or shed manufacturing. We're starting to get into some steel guys too. But I mean, the reason that I'm happy when I wake up in the morning is because I love what I do and I motivate myself. I've got a nice setup here at the office. Obviously, you know, I've got the equipment necessary. And some of it comes down to investing in yourself, believing in yourself. If you're sitting on a lot and you're struggling, man, reach out to somebody, ask for some help, maybe look at somebody else. I mean, certainly if you're selling sheds and you're struggling, certainly your manufacturer is going to have some sort of guidance for you. Even if you're working for a smaller manufacturer, maybe you are that small manufacturer. But I mean, there's certainly more people out there doing what you do than you think there are. I was shocked when I went to Shed Expo for the first time and started to meet some of you and really got to put faces with names. And I was like, wow, you know, this is a lot deeper than I was really thinking it was. Mm-hmm. You know, don't let people be fooled by the fact that, you know, we've got the smallest, rinkiest, dinkiest shed lots all the way up to these massive mega conglomerate shed lots now. I am just blown away by some of these lots that I see when I drive around. Like, man, you guys are killing it. And rightfully so, man. I mean, that's the industry, right? If you can continue to get better, a rising tide raises all boats, right, Eric? I mean, that's
right. That's the saying.
Yeah, that's the saying. So I don't know, man. I wanted to talk a little bit about what we do over the 4th of July. I wanted to motivate everybody to have a great and happy holiday. I know you're going to be hearing this after So basically for us, it's one of those things where hopefully you had a really happy and healthy 4th of July and you're jumping back in on your sales process when you hear this in a couple of weeks. But for us, man, we just keep plugging along. We've had everybody in the office this week. We've been pumping leads. We've been closing deals. And hopefully that's what you guys are doing too. And I think one of the things that people do often is, and we got a guy, we've got a guy on our team that's kind of like this. And, we've tried to motivate this guy on our team. I think Eric will know what I'm talking about. You get in these really good grooves and you sell. Then all of a sudden, oh man, I got this money and I don't necessarily need to sell this week. And then all of a sudden, what was a really high time in your life, what was a really high moment, man, I had all these sales, I had all this money. Now all of a sudden I've taken 2 weeks off work and I haven't sold anything. I don't even have anything in the pipeline. Now all of a sudden I'm struggling for a month because I didn't just keep doing what I do already. And I know this hits home for you, Eric, because we got a couple guys. We've lost we pride ourselves here. I personally pride myself on retention. The people who are meant to be here stay here. I almost never lose anybody, but the people that we lose interest in the job, not interest in Dayton Barnes or me or
never
Eric.
Performance related.
It's never performance related. It's always, can you continue? I mean, you guys know, you're listening to us. You sell sheds, you sell metal buildings, you sell pole barns. You know what it's like. It's a cycle. It's up and it's down. 1 minute you're selling 5 buildings, the next minute you don't sell nothing, and you're feeling down on yourselves and you're feeling kind of in that spot where it's like, dang, do I really want to keep doing this? And what I think that Eric and I have figured out in our minds and in our lives here in the shop is that we just have to keep going, even on those days when it doesn't feel like there's much for us to do.
When you're busy, you thrive because you're busy. And when you're not busy, you should build and try to get busy. And so I think a lot of people, they get frustrated when you've got to reproduce. Like for some reason, I've been able to get a handful of sales every there's 2 weeks where I won't get not too much. And then I'll get 3 in a row. 3 weeks goes by. And I think it just matters. It matters to me specifically that I do the same things every day. Because if I fall on the hardness of discipline, then the fruits just come. But it's not the destination. The destination is just doing discipline. You're just doing discipline, doing the hardness on. You're falling on that, and then the sales just come. You don't really even care. Like tomorrow might be the busiest day of my life, but that's okay, because the next day might not be that busy. So I don't really have a preference. I don't really care. I just take what what's happening. Take what the defense is giving you, I guess, is good.
Yeah. I was looking here as you were saying that. Because I was looking for something that I've read before. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. That's a John Maxwell quote.
That's it, man.
To me, that is the precipice of success, is micromanaging it down to the smallest nuance, the smallest nugget. I'm going to wake up at the same time every day. I'm going to have my clothes laid out from the previous night. I'm going to make sure that I'm ready to walk out the door by this time every day. I'm going to make sure that I arrive to the office by this time. And then from there, I've got a daily task list that I apply myself to every day, just to make sure that those tasks are taken care of. And, one of the guys that we know, who actually has been on the podcast, JW, he's probably the most disciplined guy I've seen as far as a daily routine. This is a guy who still keeps a handwritten log of all of his daily tasks and things like that. And his success speaks to that, right? I mean, the fact that he's as young as he is and has done as much as he has speaks to the fact that he's going to continue to be successful. And those are things that, I learned from a lot of it from you, Eric, working alongside you for these years is watching you be disciplined, watching you be stoic. I think in a lot of ways is probably the way that I would describe you and I's temperament most days this time. What do you think, bro?
Are your shed sales down? Maybe you heard the latest news. Shed Geek and Shed Hub are now working together for the benefit of the shed industry. That's right, Shed Geek is now a managing partner for Shed Hub. One thing we want to instill immediately is your confidence in this service. The Shed Geek and Shed Hub collaborative effort means you will get the same trusted visibility from the awesome SEO efforts already created by the Shed Hub team, while resting in the fact that Shed Geek will be streamlining the seller interface, website, and overall simplicity of the service. Shed Hub has already done the work to ensure that we are the most visible shed shopping website. And here are the analytics to prove that. During the month of March 2025, Shed Hub had over 2 million impressions and over 41,000 clicks from search. This means someone is on the Shed Hub site every 60 seconds shopping for a shed. Why not have your sheds visible for just $39 per month? You can get signed up today by going to www.getshedhub.com. Once you sign up, a customer representative will reach out within 1 to 2 business days to ensure that you are onboarded and understand the program completely. Don't wait. Sell more sheds today using shedhub.com by going to www.getshedhub.com.
Man, I don't know, man. I there's so much going through my mind because I'm like,
I know it's a big topic, man.
It is.
It is.
Well, I think it's
where do you start?
I'm less emotional for several reasons. One is that so much has happened in 6 years. You know, like last year was just ridiculous. Last year it was every month something bad happened. Well, I don't want to interpret it as bad. Something happened that created another thing, and I think I lost my emotional reaction to things. I think you know, everybody has crap that happens to them. Like my dad passing away, I got focused. I got married. I didn't try to seek validation from a human being. I could care less about human beings, what they had to say about me or what they were saying about it. Really, honestly, because so much was happening. It was almost like I was being pruned. Like, you know, you're being pruned into becoming. Because here's the value: when you're not emotional about your dealings with business and your personal relationships, your job, your family, your interests, like when you're not emotional, you think straight. And when you think straight, you can make better decisions over the long course. And that's better because then in those, like in that non-emotional state, it's like, you can just think straight.
Yeah.
And then honestly, when you get emotional, you don't like it. You're like, I need to back up. I can't make a decision right now because, man, I'm too amped up.
We know that Jesus says to take away the branches that don't bear fruit.
Oh yeah.
Right. Jesus says, don't take away the branch. Take away the branch that doesn't bear fruit. Prune the branches that do bear fruit, so they will bear more fruit in the future. I think I've given you the preface. I can't recall the verse. You might know it, Eric, a little bit better.
And that's that dude. I did JW. Speaking of JW, when he was 16, I gave a message on bro, and that's whether you're a Christian or not.
I was thinking about that.
Not shoving it down anyone's throat, but like in life, just in general, like if you have something that's not producing good for you, you should cut it off. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty. When we talked about this, right?
Including people.
Yeah. Yes.
You gotta cut people or branches.
You can prune individuals. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you look at your life like a big tree, and you have seasons, leaves come, leaves go, but branches grow and start to break and grow in different ways, things like that. And this is obviously a very weird analogy for those of you that are not, you know,
bro,
in the word.
See Jared and Eric at their best.
But I mean, you know, the thing about it is if you look at the tree of life that Eric and I have together as a partnership in this business, we have cut heavy limbs off this tree that have, you know, when you cut a limb off a tree, you risk the tree itself. You have to make sure you maintain the tree. The body of the tree has to be maintained and loved and cared about. And that's where Eric and I over the last couple of years have had to really big branches in our lives that were really anchors, you know, quite honestly, big pieces of our lives. And we had to create new pathways, new branches that now have all of these new opportunities. And if we hadn't done that pruning at the time, if we hadn't made resolute, clear decisions as a team, I don't know where we'd be, quite honestly. We certainly wouldn't be doing this podcast. That's for sure.
I agree on that. In the Five Rivers, like Caleb Grimes, you guys met him last episode. He was over at my house yesterday. Gonna get side concrete to our driveway, but man, and him and I was talking about the same thing, man, how everything lines up like that. Cause like when you start to make decisions that are tough, like what you're alluding to, the blessings on the other side of it is it's good. And you wouldn't get it without a clean slate. And so when you clean your slate off, now you can write on it. And so
that's right.
You remember, hey, you know what? That's a weird analogy. So I was talking about this. I remember in ninth grade at Northmont High School, I had a guy named Mr. Hake. We hated each other. Oh, I think he hated me. I definitely didn't like the guy. And I remember, and I'm like, I'm not saying I'm old, but we still had a chalkboard in that room. And I remember you had to get 2 buckets of water, the 2 pails, and one was your sponge, the dirty sponge water, and then the other one was like the clean water. So you'd ring it in the other one, and nothing looked more like nothing packed a punch better than fresh chalk on a clean chalkboard. It was true. And I remember you just going to like your science teacher's classroom. It's like the board's just filled. You can't follow it. All the handwriting's crappy and sideways and doesn't make any sense. And so like when you start to take off the branches, like you're providing space for something new to, and it normally has got a lot more clarity than the previous thing.
Yeah, I think when you try to, I think that analogy is perfect for what we're talking about, because think of the blackboard, right? And you've got all that writing like you're talking about. It's messy. You erase it and you write over top of it. It still isn't clear. It still isn't clear. And Eric knows this about me. God grant me the serenity to change the things I can.
Yeah.
That's my, I mantra that. I lost my dad, 15 years ago now. It's crazy to think about it. And, that's why, I mean, honestly, I probably think about Eric's dad more than anybody but Eric, maybe his family. But I think about that because, I never had that relationship with my dad that Eric had with his. And I struggled for a long time to overcome that in my life. Now with 3 daughters who I just love. I mean, I just love my kids. I can't imagine not being with them. I can't imagine not doing things with them and being there for them all the time. And the thought of not seeing them makes me hurt inside. And, I don't know why I said that. It was just something you said touched me on that thought. And I wanted to share that with you guys because, I mean, I know there's a lot of, for me personally, I'm putting in a lot of time. Eric's putting in a lot of time. You talked about the picnic. I'll talk about that a little bit. I'm on the board of directors for the local chamber of commerce in our community. I'm on the park board. I'm volunteering in the community. I'm trying to be a better advocate. And I'm trying to do what I say. That way I can be a good example to those around me, especially my kids. I want to be a good example to my daughters, and I want them to really enjoy where they live. And what we were talking about before we got on the call was the community picnic, and you brought it up, Eric. So we go to the community picnic. Obviously, I'm busy doing Chamber of Commerce stuff. The Chamber of Commerce puts the picnic on, but we bring a shed down and we make a big deal out of it. And we really like doing that. And this time of the year really reminds me of that too, because we're getting busy doing that. I know you're excited, but you're going to Belize and you got tons of stuff coming up. I mean, we're just
at pole barns.
Yeah.
But, and tie back to the episode content, which is it's the day before 4th of July. We live in we live in the greatest country in the world where you can make decisions without persecution. You might catch some flack from others, but whatever. If you haven't been backbit in your life, keep living because it's going to come. Yep. And so, but man, we're out here on a podcast running our business. We are, one thing that I ran into this morning, literally at 2 or 3 hours ago, I was at a guy from church's house getting some milk. I buy raw milk from the guy. He is getting a pole barn, not from us. He had already made the purchase and, but saw the kit, saw that it's from, I know who it's from. So I was interested to see the final product, but he had a metal building So he bought a metal building from a dealer in Middletown. So two people shut. Can't remember the names. They used to post on Facebook a lot, but they went out of business and they sold their demo. And it was a 30 by 40 with a 12-foot lean-to with two like 9 by 8 roll-up doors. And he bought it for $16,000, and it's sitting in his front lawn. And I was like,
not put together.
Oh, I was like,
oh man,
why?
Oh, dang!
You made that guy's day. He probably went to the casino with all that cash.
Man, he took that $16K and ran into the night, didn't he?
And man, he said,
we haven't been able to get rid of demos. We can't give them suckers away. $16K.
He said he had a guy offer 10, and I was like, you should take 10.
Yeah.
You should take 10,
you should
bro.
definitely take 10. You should take 10 and be okay that you got the 10. Yeah. I mean, dang. I said,
I think you'd get more money out of it if you built it. So when someone comes to look at it, they're like, okay, because this thing's in pieces.
Tough.
So.
Oh my goodness, that's tough. That makes my chest hurt, man. That makes my chest hurt.
I looked at him. It's like, bro, you don't even know the error.
I don't get it. I mean, I think a lot of it. I mean, honestly, man, when I think about 4th of July, that was when Eric and I talked before the call, before we jumped on to do the podcast. I was being reflective, and I'm still being reflective. I still keep going back to this like very reflective kind of day for me.
Yeah, hit it.
And to me, it's I don't know. I am very thankful to live where I live. I'm very glad and blessed and blessed beyond measure to really be where we're at, and be in a position to talk to you. If you're listening to my voice right now, I want to be something that you enjoy. And I threw the emails down. We got the Steel Kings podcast. It's thesteelkings.com. Check us out on the web. You got our emails. If you want to hear something specific, if this kind of stuff is scratching a little bit more your itch, we love talking about stuff like this. I mean, we love getting raw and real, talking about, I think a couple episodes ago we talked about Shaq. We're talking about the Sandlot. Obviously this is stuff beyond the shed talk, beyond the steel building talk, beyond the pole barn talk, and we'll throw in stuff all the time. But it is hard. I was talking to Shannon over at the Shed Geek podcast, the podfather for us. And it is hard to get content when you don't get feedback as much as you might like to. If there's something specific you want to hear our opinion on, we're not shy. If you want to get on here and talk with us, we'd love to have you as a guest. We're going to be interviewing, I think this is something new for you, Eric. We're going to be interviewing Rodney Creech. He is an Ohio State rep. We're going to talk a little bit more about steel tariffs. We're going to talk about building regulations and how that works from a state level, how you might be able to make an impact in your community that way. But he is a very good friend of mine, and I've really enjoyed getting to know him over the last couple of years. We're going to have him on. So this episode, we're going to have him on next week. So when you are hearing this podcast, get ready for a real, we'll have a lot of really valid content, especially if you're in the Ohio area. He'll be able to speak from a real place of authority on that. And we're really blessed and honored to have him on the podcast. What do you got for us, Eric? We're right at closing time, man. Believe it or not, we've actually already got there. We're there.
It's been 32 minutes.
It's been 32 minutes, man.
I always tear up at sports games where there's a flyover.
Yeah.
That always brings a tear to my eye. You brought my dad. I just looked up the picture on Facebook of him with his back to us. And man, I'm not sad anymore. I'm just like, man, I appreciate that. That is a nice touch. I know today was a little sentimental. It really wasn't about metal buildings too much, but we are grateful hearts. And man, I'm so thankful I live in this country. I can't wait to keep going. But man, this weekend, drive safe. Don't drink and drive. Please do not drink and drive. You don't want DUIs. You certainly don't, man. And just be safe. I've seen some crazy Facebook reels of people lighting fireworks off, and then their house
Yep.
blew up.
Yep. I'm gonna
I
do
see
some I'm going to do some housekeeping really quick. I've got a couple of ad copies. I'm going to throw them to you at the same time. Big thanks to the guys over at Cold Spring Enterprises. They helped us sponsor this episode. They are the creators of the VersaBend. They are the offering the most precise tubing bender that I've seen. Whether you're running 2-inch square, 2.5, 2x3 rectangle, this machine hits the exact roof pitches thanks to built-in end stops and center marks. It is fast. It's accurate. It's built for real shop work. This is not a toy. It's priced at $19,500 with average shipping around $600. We get you right in at that $20,000 price point. If you're out of the state, you've got no tax. Head over to csecarport.supply or call those guys at 864-446-3645. Tell Wendell the Steel Kings sent you. And I will jump in here. I got to give a very, very big thanks to the team over at J Money. I'm going to read through their ad copy real quick. Whether you're selling steel buildings, wood sheds, roofing, windows, doors, or even pools, J Money gives your customers a simple, fast, and affordable way to finance their projects without draining their savings. It was built by our friend Joel. He was a farm kid from Northern Ohio who turned his 25 years of banking into real solutions for builders and contractors just like you and I. If you're ready to grow your business with payment solutions, visit jmoneyllc.com and tell Joel that we sent you the Steel Kings. I can tell you, I want to finish up this week thanking him. I talked to Joel last week. He said that you guys have been active. He said that he appreciated his position here on the podcast. He's just done a lot for us over the last couple of years, and we're reflective and we're thankful today. But I want to give him a special shout out. I mean it when I say it. He is a real friend to Eric and I and Dayton Barnes. He believes in what we're doing here with the Steel Kings podcast. He really believes in you guys too. He wants to be a helper for your business. I think that's all I got for you guys this week. I really want you to get out in your communities and make a difference, man. You live in the greatest country in the world. You should be thankful every day that you wake up and you draw breath. Whatever your position is, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you can do something today to change your tomorrow. And I can tell you, man, I've lived that mantra and that creed now for almost 2 years. And if you really focus on what you want, man, if you really focus on what you want, you can get what you need. So
that's it.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys very much. We will be back at you next week. We will be here with Rodney, and we will be talking more steel buildings and woodshed related talk. But in the meantime, I'm Jared. That guy over there is Eric. We are the Steel Kings, and we are beyond blessed today. Y'all
tell your dad you love him.
That's
tell
right.
your dad you love him. Tell him you love him.
I'm going to echo what Eric said. Go Reds. We will talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Peace out.
Before you go, the J Money team wants to thank you for listening to today's Steel Kings podcast. Remember, money is king, and if you need a financing option on your portable wood sheds or steel buildings, we are here to help. Just check us out at jmoneyllc.com for more information. And don't forget to catch the next episode of the Steel Kings podcast and have a great day.